Hi, my name is Wilx, and this is episode 25. Today I'm going to teach you how to make angel steel in seconds. Not minutes or hours, but angel steel in seconds. So, to do that, you need Aura Cascade. Actually, let me explain something else. Last episode, at the end of the episode, I loaded up a bad version of the Project Ozone. 1.7.1 where the recipes are all mixed up and made too easy. So what I did was I used my backup from 1.7.0 and now we jumped straight to 1.7.2, skipping the bad one in between. So I need angel steel to make my wand of animation. So I'm going to jump into the middle of this rather than starting at the beginning and explaining all the basics to you so you see where I'm going with it, and then show you how I got there. So to make the cascading synthesizer, we first off have to use the vortex controller here. And the way that works is synthesizer. Okay, to make this, we have an arcane prism on one of the pedestals and regular iron on the other three. Each of the irons is going to need 200,000 power, and the arcane prism is going to need 300. Now, normally the way it would work is you would have a pump over here. It'd pump power up to a node, it goes over another node, then down onto this, and back around in a circle. And the flow of that power is what would power this machine. We're going to do that different. We're going to use red aura. And I put 20,000 red aura in each of these vortex pedestals. And we're going to put, what we use is TNT. And each TNT is going to send over 200,000 power. And when it hits this, it's going to make the red aura go up. And that capacitor up there is 10 above this one. So there's 9 air blocks in between that capacitor and here. So pushing 20,000 up 10, so 20,000 times 10 is 200,000. Takes 200,000 to push that 20,000 up to that capacitor. Once it gets up to the capacitor, which is set to its default 1,000, is going to receive 20,000 and go, oh, I've got enough. I'm going to drop it all down at once, instantaneously, to this pedestal. And it's going to get a full 200,000 power on this pedestal. See, normally if it had been a node up there, it would have sent just a little bit down at a time each of the steps. So, let's see how this works out. We'll start over here with this one. These glass blocks are just to make sure the TNT doesn't move once I place it. So I place the TNT and I flick my lever. Now, as you can see, power received on this one is a full 200,000. This one's taken care of. I don't need to do anything else with this one. So I come over here to each of these, put one down there. Oh, and to show you, I'm going to flick the switch. I'm going to stay right here. I'm not going to be affected by the TNT because all the power is being absorbed by this. So if we come over here, all of those are done. We're working on this last one here. And it's not going to be done with this shot because as we come over here and check, we've done 200,000 of the 300,000 for this thing. So we're going to use another one. We're wasting a little bit, but all the same. And there we go. We made our cascading synthesizer. So let's go set this thing up. Come over here. We'll place it down. And we'll place just a regular aura node there. Now normally people would put 4 around it. I'm only putting 1. Then we're going to come, actually, we're going to put, before I forget, put the 20,000 in here. So I'm just clicking on it till I hit 20,000. That's 20 of these. There we go. Then we're going to go up top here, and we're going to put in another capacitor, and it's linked, and set it its default. So this thing's set up that way. Now this thing takes 50 progress, and it needs 10,000 per progress. Now we're giving it 200,000 at once, but there's diminishing returns on this. So the first step in progress costs us 10,000. If we dump more power on it, the second one costs us 30,000, like total, going up like that. So there's diminishing returns each time. So we're only going to get about, I don't know what it is, maybe 8 progress or something. Let's find out. So we place our TNT there. We flick our switch. And we got 4 progress that time. But I think we got 4 in a bit. So let's put a bunch of these in. 1, 2, actually that's a third one. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How are we doing? Oh, we're only at 32. 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm wondering if when it moves back like that, if I'm missing. Yeah, it's taking 13. I thought it took more like about 8. I'm wondering if it steps back like that, if it's missing it, if it's not close enough. Nope, it made it. So there, we made our angel steel. Now angel steel has EMC, so from here I can just drop it into my transmutation table, and I can go from there. And I can pull out stacks of it if I want. But let's say you didn't have any way of dealing with EMC and you wanted to automate this. How would you go about it? Well, let's take this out, and we'll put down some more of these. And we'll come over here, and I'm going to put down a block breaker. Nope, block placer, sorry, not breaker. And oh, can I put it on top of the glass? I'm not sure. Let's find out. And I'm going to place down a timer. There we go. And if we want to be safe, we'll set our delay to 10 ticks. That's half a second. That's a nice safe figure as far as I know. And then we'll open this up. And let's try 8. Oh, and just to double check, our progress is only at 1. So we'll put 8 in there. No, it's still only 33. Okay. So we'll put in another 4, making it 12. And yeah, it needed 13 again. got it. So this time, let's see if, I know it's safe at 1 second. I think it's safe at this. So instead of 13, we're going to put in 26. Just before I do that, let's check. What's our process at over here? 2. Okay, so it's been very consistent. This is different than the results I was getting in the test world. My test world seemed to use less. I don't know why. So we'll put in 26. And what I'm worried about is on the 13th one, if it decides that it's full and going to blow up the place. Okay, so that was safe. So setting this at half a second, it's safe to do them as fast as you want. So basically, we're taking about 6.5 seconds to make each one of these. So that's a lot quicker than normal. If you wanted to go faster, I'm not sure that you can, but I'd like to try something else. Bear with me just a sec. Okay, I'm going to try something different. I don't know what the results are going to be here. You see, the reason you can't set this thing much faster is on the tick where it's making the angel steel. I think that particular tick, if it's going too fast and there's nowhere for the ore to go, everything blows up. And normally the way it works, when you place the block of dynamite, it picks whichever ore node it picked last time. Now I broke both these ore nodes, so there is no bias as to which one it picks right now. And I'm hoping that what happens is when the one is full and it can't send to that, it's going to switch to the other and it'll go back and forth and make one and one, one and the other, and back again. Because it's weird the way it does the, once it picks an ore node, it likes to stay with it until it can't. So I've now set this thing really fast. It's a delay of 2 ticks. And let's see if I manage to blow the place up or not. So we're going to stick 24 in there. And it's going to start going really, really quick. Well, it's definitely switching back and forth between the two. They obviously can't keep, one single one can't keep up with it. No way. Well, that's making it really quick. Dropping a TNT every 2 ticks. Well, as you can see, we got a few of them there. Okay, so if you use 2 of them, you can set it that fast. I think 1 tick would be too much. I'm not even going to try it. That's definitely quick enough for me at every 2 ticks. But you've got to use 2 to do it, or you're going to blow things up, because you saw how it started switching back and forth. Originally, what I was trying to do was have it split the power between 2 of them. So I was putting it, the TNT like over here, and put one there and one there, and it wouldn't split them. It always went to just one aura node. And it would, even if there was one that was closer to it, it would still go to the last one it sent aura to. So that sort of covers off the basics of what I wanted to show you on how you get there really, really quick. So let's go on to some of the other stuff. So how did we make this thing, this vortex controller? Actually, let me just cover the one piece of information you really need to know right now. You're going to need at one point to be able to make Amordrine. There we go. You're going to be able to make this stuff. Now it shows you the dust, the ingots. You need Kalendrite and shiny metal, or platinum basically. And it's an alloy recipe. I'm not sure what that machine that goes into. I put it in the ingots in the smeltery and it worked fine instead of dealing with the dust. And it's got an EMC value, so you just need to make one and then you can pull all you want out of there. Okay, so how you make the vortex controller. Okay. This guy, you're going to need red arcane ingots, gold and a diamond. Red arcane ingots are made with promethium. Promethium is easy to get. You get it from gravel, like sieving gravel. So the regular way. Red aura crystals, you just use some red dye. We get that from magical crops or from red flowers, whatever way you want. And you just put 8 of these crystals. The crystals are just some gold nuggets around a piece of iron. So that part's fairly easy. And that was it for this, right? Yeah. And then you got to make the vortex pedestals. For those, you've got to, it's just lapis around an aura node. Aura node's easy again. So the more interesting part was when we wanted to make, or interesting, painful part to make. No, the cascading synthesizer. Actually, let's do the synth. One of the things we needed was this arcane prism. And you need one of each colors of these. And you need a brass ingot. Brass is copper and zinc. Again, those are easy to come by. And to make the, for instance, the white gem, you take the white ingots, we showed you how to make the ingots before, and put it around the Amordrine. I'll put that phonetically in the notes for the video. So you put whichever color you need around one Amordrine for each of the different colors here. So if we picked black, it would have been, oops. So if we picked black, it would have been the Amordrine here with the black ingots around it. And that just takes time. Each of the steps of the way has an EMC value. So this, all of them have EMC values. So you make one and then you can make a whole bunch after that. So that's sort of the basics of what I did here. So now, why did I want this angel steel? Let's get on to making better degrees of this stuff. So we're going to take, whoops, get the dynamite out of there. Put an angel steel in here. And we're going to need many, many stacks of this. As a matter of fact, by my math, and there's something wrong, I don't know whether it's a bug in the game or something else, we're going to need 11, so that's 8, 9, 10, 11 plus 25. So we'll take one more and whoops, 25. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this is how many it should take, because the way it works is it should need 729 of these ingots, which is basically 11 plus 25 to make this stuff. But when I go to make it, for some reason, I end up with extra, because 729 is 3 to the power of 6. And the way you make this stuff is, well, let's just start off with one step. So we'll take 1, 2, 3, 3 of these ingots. We'll toss them onto the ground, and we get back angel steel the 2nd degree. And then you put 3 angel steel the 2nd degree, and you get an angel steel of the 3rd degree. And it goes up like that. So what we're going to do is, actually, let's get, I happen to have these weatherproof blocks, they'll do. We'll just put that around there so that it's easy to toss everything. And, oh, I know what I should do. I should take my bobble off my magnet. It's going to cause trouble. Okay, so then we're going to take and just start tossing all these into that hole. They're not going into the hole. Go into the hole. And we just toss all of these into that hole like that. And we hope that they decide to do their thing. So when they finish dancing around, let's see what I ended up with. We've got a 4th, a 5th, a 6th, and there's a 7th. Now, in other words, all the rest of these seem to be extras as far as I can see. We had no 3rd. Oh, there's the 3rd. So I don't know why I was left over with these extras here. But what I was looking for was 1 of the 7th degree. Okay, and let's show you what I was going to do with my 7th degree guy. So come over here, we'll press Shift. We'll go back to my base. Oh. There was one other thing I should have made in advance, which I didn't. So for the wand of animation, we need, there's our 7th degree angel steel. We need a couple of mana fused ingots, the soul crystal, and this ender crystal thing. So we're going to need a pearl and redstone. Probably fastest just to grab it. 1 there. And 1 redstone. And what does this thing look like? Is that it? That's it. That's the edified creator. Put that in there. That in there. Oh, and I put the crystal over here. I just shoved all this extra stuff from the Herberus in here, I think. Yeah, there's my crystal. That's the crystal I got from killing the antlion. Oh, so we need our ender crystal, done just in time. Come over here, wand of animation, and boom, we now legitimately have our wand of animation. And as we saw before, the way we're going to use this guy is we're going to take 1 octuple compressed cobble. See, octuple compressed cobble. We're going to place that on the ground. Oh, and I need Safari Net. And we're going to click. This thing has limited uses, by the way. And it grows legs. And now it is a little creature. So we're going to take and put it in there. Then we come down here. We come over to this. How's this thing set up? That is, don't know what it's, I guess that's off. And the grinder's on. Yeah, that's the idea. So we'll pull out our pink slime from before. We'll put in this guy. We'll set exact copy to yes. We'll put away our pink slime before we forget. We'll hit this, which didn't turn it on. Why? There. That turned it on. because the red means the switch is off, and when you give a signal to the machine, it stops. So we stopped giving the signal, so now it turns the machine on. So as we come up here, we see that it's spitting out these little guys, and they're running all over the place with those little legs. And as you can see, we're getting stuff now. Octuple compressed cobble. We've got 5 of them in there, and it's continuing to go. And it won't take very long at all before I've got stacks of octuple compressed cobble from this at a very low cost. So that basically solves my EMC costs for a while. Oh, look. He actually managed to get stuck up on that. Oh, I guess the grinder managed to reach him over there anyways. Okay, well, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you next time. Go out and have some fun.